When you hear the name Ferrari, you think of speed, luxury, and prestige. A symbol of success, a car that doesn't just drive, it roars with power and history. But behind this global icon lies a story of humble beginnings. It all started with a poor boy from Italy, a dreamer who grew up surrounded by the scent of oil and the roar of engines, long before he could even afford a bicycle. This is the story of Enzo Ferrari, the man who turned passion into power, who built an empire from dust, and whose name became a legend on the world's fastest roads. And in this video, we'll explore how a poor boy invented Ferrari and why these cars are so incredibly expensive today. The humble beginning of Enzo Ferrari. Enzo Anselmo Ferrari was born on February 18, 1898, in Modena, Italy, a small town surrounded by farms and factories. His father, Alfredo Ferrari, ran a small metal workshop that built parts for the Italian railways. They were not rich. In fact, life was simple, sometimes difficult. But even as a child, Enzo's fascination with engines was undeniable. When he was 10 years old, his father took him and his brother to a car race in Bologna. The moment he saw those machines thunder down the track, something inside him changed. From that day on, Enzo knew what he wanted to do with his life. He wanted to race, to build cars, and to make them faster than anyone else's. However, life wasn't kind to him. In 1916, tragedy struck. Enzo lost both his father and brother to illness during World War I. Then he himself fell sick while serving as a soldier. When the war ended, Enzo came home, broken, jobless, and hopeless. Yet deep inside, his dream never died. He said once, "You cannot describe passion, you can only live it." And live it he did. The first race, and a door opens. In 1919, with no money and no real education, Enzo applied for a job at Fiat, Italy's biggest car company. He was rejected, but he didn't stop. He soon found work as a test driver for a small car manufacturer called CMN. That same year, he entered his first car race, the Parma Poggio di Berceto hill climb. He didn't win, but his determination caught attention. A few years later, in 1920, Enzo joined Alfa Romeo, and that changed everything. He became one of their racing drivers, competing in dangerous, grueling races across Italy. He wasn't the fastest on the track, but he was brilliant at understanding cars, how to make them perform better, how to push them beyond limits. By the late 1920s, Alfa Romeo made him the manager of their racing division. Enzo formed the Scuderia Ferrari, a racing team under Alfa Romeo. Scuderia means stable in Italian, meaning a stable of horses. And yes, this was where the famous prancing horse logo was born, the symbol of the prancing horse. Many people don't know the emotional story behind Ferrari's iconic logo. In 1923, after one of his races, Enzo met Count Enrico Baracca and his wife, the parents of Francesco Baracca, Italy's World War I flying ace. Francesco had painted a prancing horse on his fighter plane as a symbol of courage and power. Baracca's mother told Enzo, "Put my son's prancing horse on your cars. It will bring you good luck." Enzo honored that wish and added a yellow background representing his hometown of Modena. That black horse, rearing proudly on its hind legs, became one of the most recognized symbols in the world, a mark of speed, strength, and spirit, the spirit of a fighter. The birth of Ferrari. By 1939, Enzo had left Alfa Romeo to start his own company, but he faced a legal challenge. He couldn't use the name Ferrari in racing for at least 4 years. So he started Auto Avio Costruzioni, a small workshop building parts and engines. Then in 1947, the first official Ferrari car was born, the Ferrari 125S, powered by a 1.5-liter V12 engine that Enzo himself helped design. The car wasn't just fast, it was revolutionary. Ferrari entered its first race in 1947 and won almost immediately. That was the moment the world realized a legend had arrived. Enzo wasn't building cars to please the masses. He was building machines for speed, precision, and passion. He once said, "I don't sell cars, I sell engines. The rest is just something to hold the engine together." Ferrari wasn't just making cars. He was crafting art on wheels. The rise of a legend. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Ferrari dominated the world of motorsports. His cars won races at Le Mans, Formula One, and Mille Miglia, victories that shaped Ferrari's identity. But success came with pain. Enzo lost his beloved son Dino Ferrari in 1956 to muscular dystrophy. It broke him. Yet in his grief, he created something in his son's honor, the Dino series, a tribute to the boy who shared his love for cars. By the time Enzo reached his later years, Ferrari wasn't just a brand. It was a symbol of human will, the result of decades of passion, perfection, and sacrifice. Enzo's fierce standards made him both admired and feared. He demanded excellence in every bolt, every curve, every sound. He famously said, "The client is not always right, the car is." Why Ferrari cars are so expensive? Now that we know how Ferrari was born from humble beginnings, let's answer the big question. Why are Ferraris so expensive? There are many luxury car brands in the world: Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, yet Ferrari stands above all. Here's why. Number 1, exclusivity and scarcity. Ferrari deliberately limits its production. While other car brands make hundreds of thousands of vehicles a year, Ferrari produces only about 10,000 cars annually, worldwide. This scarcity fuels demand. People wait years for a new Ferrari, and some models are only available to loyal customers with a strong purchase history. Owning a Ferrari isn't just buying a car, it's being accepted into a very exclusive club. Number 2, handcrafted perfection. Each Ferrari is hand-built in Maranello, Italy, where Enzo founded his factory in the 1940s. Every detail, from the engine to the stitching on the seats, is crafted with obsessive precision. Even the paint, iconic Ferrari red or Rosso Corsa, goes through multiple layers and inspections to achieve perfection. These aren't mass-produced machines, they are masterpieces of engineering, where human touch and artistry meet technology. Number 3, racing heritage. Every Ferrari carries the DNA of racing. Unlike most luxury cars built for comfort, Ferraris are born from the racetrack. The same engineers who designed Formula One cars also help design road models. The aerodynamics, suspension, and performance are influenced by racing technology, giving Ferraris their unique power and handling. When you buy a Ferrari, you're not just buying a car, you're buying a piece of motorsport history. Number 4, brand legacy and emotion. Ferrari is not just a product, it's an emotion. People buy Ferraris not just for speed or luxury, but for what it represents: passion, success, and achievement. It's a symbol of reaching the top, of transforming dreams into reality. The Ferrari badge carries decades of victories, innovation, and craftsmanship. It's the embodiment of Italian spirit: fast, fierce, and flawless. Number 5, customization and craftsmanship. Ferrari gives customers an almost unlimited range of customization options, from bespoke interiors to personalized engine tuning, colors, and even insignias. Every Ferrari can be unique. This level of personalization adds exclusivity, artistry, and of course price. Some models, like the Ferrari Monza SP1, cost over $1.7 million, and yet they sell out before they're even built. Number 6, investment value. Here's something fascinating. Ferraris increase in value over time. Unlike most cars that lose value once driven, classic Ferraris often appreciate. For example, the Ferrari 250 GTO, built in the 1960s, sold for over $70 million in 2018, making it one of the most expensive cars ever sold. Buying a Ferrari isn't just luxury, it's an investment in history. The legacy continues. Enzo Ferrari passed away in 1988 at the age of 90. He lived to see his dream grow beyond his imagination, from a small workshop in Modena to one of the most powerful brands in the world. To this day, Ferrari remains a symbol of precision, power, and passion. Every car that leaves Maranello carries a piece of Enzo's soul, the boy who once watched cars race and dreamed of greatness. Ferrari's success isn't about wealth or privilege. It's about vision, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. The story of Ferrari reminds us that greatness often begins in simplicity. Enzo Ferrari was not born rich. He wasn't born with power or fame. He was a dreamer. One who believed that if he could pour his heart into metal and fuel, it could one day touch the sky. He once said, "You must desire something so much that it becomes more real than fear." That's what Ferrari represents: the triumph of passion over poverty, of dreams over doubt. And that's why these cars are not just expensive. They're priceless symbols of what happens when you never give up. From the dusty streets of Modena to the shining circuits of Monaco, Ferrari's journey is a story for all dreamers. Because no matter where you start, it's not your beginnings that define you. It's how far your dreams can drive you.